Well, how you doing, Detroit? Today is Sunday, July 31st, 2016. As you can see by this address on the door, I'm at 11405 North Martindale Street. 11405 North Martindale Street. That's north of Collingwood and east of Broad Street on the city of Detroit's west side. Okay, I'm doing this one from the inside out. Okay, I literally walked my Detroit Cadillac right into the front door. Okay, here's the condition of this house. Plaster falling off the wall, all on the floor. This is like a little front room area here. Windows are missing. Neighbors boarded the house up from the guy who told me down the street. And here I am. Here's the fireplace. All right, that's the condition. Somebody has some sweet old delicious wine. $5.99, as you can see. All right, this is the Wood Dog on his early morning Detroit Bike Blight Patrol. Remember, you can check out all the rest of my videos on YouTube under my banner of Detroit Bike Blight Patrol. Subscribe and hit the like button. I need your support. Okay, this is the back room of this location. All right, there you go, all jacked up for you. This is the kitchen, stripped out, windows missing. This is a little breakfast nook, nothing there. Okay, heat vent. Take the metal from the heat vents. Okay, they take everything out of these houses. Let's just take a look-see down the stairs a little bit. It's a little dark down here, but I can see. All right, as you can see, there's nothing. I'm surprised that stack is still there. And the wash tub is still there. Furnace is missing. Water heater's missing. Okay, it's a blank sheet of paper down there, Detroit. Blank sheet of paper. All right, Detroit. I'm going to talk about something a little different on this video. The video, be as it may, code enforcement. Blight, number one. Neglect is number two. And code enforcement, that's number three. If you go to Oak Park, Ferndale, Royal Oak, Southfield, Bloomfield Hills, and Novi, I guarantee you with all moral certainty, all of those cities have code enforcement, which doesn't allow homeowners to neglect their properties. It doesn't allow homeowners to get away with just walking away from their houses and leave them to be stripped out like this. Okay? It doesn't allow for it. They have a process in place to make sure. Okay, I'm looking out of the house onto North Martindale from the second level of this house. Windows are missing. Okay. It doesn't allow people to walk away from their properties without penalty. Okay? They will drag you in court and do whatever they have to do to get a civil judgment against you to remind you of the house that you just walked away from. And if you're in the house, they won't allow you to have vacant cars on the property. They won't let your backyard look like this backyard right here, look like Vietnam. All right? It doesn't allow for it. They have a civil process to take care of that. So there's no vehicles on the property. There's not bicycles laying out in the street, allowing residents to leave broken down basketball rims in the street. You notice when you go outside the city of Detroit, you don't see basketball rims in the street because it's a violation of the city ordinance. All right. Those communities enforce their city ordinances to the letter, and they make sure that you abide by them or you will be ticketed, cited, and if you don't respond, hauled in court. And if you still don't respond, they'll levy a civil judgment against you and put it on your taxes. So you got blight, neglect, and code enforcement. The city of Detroit needs some major code enforcement. I done talked about the treasurer's office. Look at that. You can fall right down into the floor if you're not careful. All right. If I could just walk off the street, walk right through that front door, just like I did this morning, at 11405 North Martindale Street. Okay? That's north of Collingwood on Detroit's west side. If I could just walk into a house like this, nobody saw me walk into it, nobody's listening to me talk right now. I'm talking pretty at the high of my voice to make sure that my recording is clear. And nobody knows I'm in here. Okay, somebody could drag a child up in here, drag a senior up in here, drag a woman up in this house and do whatever they want to. Code enforcement would have this house boarded up all the way around, sealed, airtight. Okay, that's how they do houses in certain communities. Certain communities, they don't have to board them up at all because the citizens respect the property. Okay, it's not only just the city taking their sweet time tearing down properties like this, all right, but at the same time, when somebody moves out of a house, it's our citizens that go into the houses and tear them up like this. Okay, they stripping, pantling and the window frames and out, stuff like that. Look, the meter's gone. DT didn't come get that meter, somebody took it. All right, that's what happens when there's little to no code enforcement. The city of Detroit needs to get together an army of code enforcers, not only to make sure that the citizens take care of their property, whoever they may be, city, resident, religious institution, commercial business owners. Make sure that their property is clean, maintained, overgrowth, so it doesn't look like this backyard right here. Okay, you know, have the same type of code enforcement that they want and have in those suburban communities. If you want a good community, you have to have a clean community. You have to have a safe community. If there's crime rampant, people move out of the houses, walk away. If there's no code enforcement, people see people not taking care of their properties, overgrown grass, bicycles in the street, abandoned unlicensed cars on the street, people move out. But with that, there should be some type of cost and penalty to that. If they know that people are riding around enforcing codes, they won't do that. They won't let their properties get trashed. They'll even notify the city of what they're not doing, even though they may work for the city as a code enforcer, to make sure that houses like this aren't wide open to the public. All right, and kids can come up in here. Because if a child or a woman or even a man of small stature had to deal with a man my size dragging him up in this building, I guarantee you he would not walk out of here if I was that type of person. But I'm not. I've been working this Blight thing since the beginning of the summer. I've never done a video on the same location twice. I've never photographed and posted a picture on my Facebook timeline of the same location twice. I can go anywhere in this city day after day, month after month, and continue to find houses in this condition. The city of Detroit is going to have to tear down at least 80,000 abandoned houses and commercial buildings that were abandoned, burned, stripped out to even make a dent, because 3 or 4 mayoral administrations did not address blight like Mayor Duggan. Mayor Duggan just tore down his 10,000th house, and he's only been the mayor 2 years. Now, if we had mayors like him before now, all these abandoned structures like this would not be around. Okay, some of the boards are boarded up. Some of the windows on this location were never boarded up. Okay, and when a house is exposed to the elements, this is what happens to a house. Okay, it was slow to process if all these windows weren't wide open like this. Okay. Some people ask me, man, aren't you scared going to them houses? Yeah, I'm scared. But my fear is suppressed because I remember how this neighborhood used to be when I was a boy. I grew up in this neighborhood. I haven't even hit the east side of the city of Detroit as much as I've hit the west side and just on the other side of Woodward. Woodward is the dividing line down the middle of the city of Detroit. East side, west side, using Woodward as the middle divider. Okay, I go across Woodward. Okay, you gotta remember, the city of Detroit is 140 square miles. And even with these strong legs and that fine Detroit Cadillac, there's only so much ground I could cover being a human being and not a machine. All right, I've been upstairs. I showed you what I wanted you to see. You saw what I saw. Here's the front yard before I go. Okay, that's the front yard. There's the address on the mailbox. This used to be a nice house. Let me show it to you from the outside, Detroit. There you go, Detroit. Yeah. Okay. That's an occupied house right there. That's an occupied house over there. All right. This is the Wood Dog on his Detroit Bike Blight Patrol. You know what I do, and you know what I'm about, and I'm out. Darn.